I forgot to do an announcement on the last podcast, but here we are. So this Saturday, November 8th, is game day for Extra Life. So for the past 2 years, we've done a charity stream for the Extra Life, which raises money for Children's Hospital. And see, the first year we did MechWarrior Online. Last year we did MechWarrior 5 Clans. We played through the entire storyline through completion, and then we needed was it $100 more bucks or $50 more bucks? I think it was $100.
It was $100.
We needed $100 more bucks. Mr. Moondog, John Moondog, came in with the last hundo to keep us going to play the other ending. So we went back to where the split happens. And then we did the rest of the game through the other ending.
We went back
was awesome.
and did it again.
We did it again. So that we raised $1,000 last year, which was amazing. The Alaska Children's Hospital reached out to me a couple months later via email and said, "Hey, like this is some of the things that the funds went towards." So they put it towards building like a game room at the hospital, so the kids can play video games and whatnot while they're still connected to whatever machines and equipment they need for recovery, which is just amazing. And I shared that in the Discord. That was at this point a year ago. But so the donations you provide go directly to the hospital, and they do make a difference. And so just big shout out to everyone that donated last year. Thank you so much. Let's come back and let's do even better this year. So last year we did 1,000. Let's see if could we do 1,500 this year. That's what I'm setting my goal at for Saturday, November 8th. We'll be playing. I'm going to get up as early as I can, and we'll be playing all day. This year, the game is, I think, everyone that
plays again.
everyone that's known what game I've been playing for this past year. We're playing Helldivers for the kids. You know, we saved the kids in game once already. Now we're going to play Helldivers to save the kids in real life. So we're going to be playing that all day. When we get closer to actual game day, I'll put a blast out of what time I plan on waking up and starting.
Nice.
But so yeah, that's that. Yeah, I think that's about all I had. But so yeah, nice. Saturday game day. Oh, in line with that, over on the WolfNet Discord, Tommy Silent Sea Raven does a silent auction for various BattleTech paraphernalia, whether that's from authors, artists, this, that, and the other. There's always a whole bunch of good stuff every year. And so go to that WolfNet server, bid on some goodies, win, and save the kids. It's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
We thought it was for Super Earth, but really it's for the kids the whole time.
it was yeah.
Little bit
it's for the kids the whole time.
Get your wallets out.
Yeah. Hey.
I won't be able to participate in the playing, but I will be with a couple of guys playing BattleTech most of Saturday, so I'll have to pop in and arm twist them and guilt them into donating.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
And so for the gaming, so I'll be streaming out of our server. I'll be in the streaming dropship. And anybody that wants to join and play with, just join the streaming ready room. It's a 4-player game, so I can only have 3 with me at a time. It also just helps keep the stream understandable. Because I learned after the first year, if there's 15 people in voice chat, nobody can hear anything. It's probably not a good experience to watch and listen to. So that's why I set that up. So the streaming dropship is restricted to just me and whoever I pull in with me. So I'll try and rotate out people that are dropping with. Let's see, the Osha Une story arc is back up and back online, so we're back to fighting the bugs. We've got the Hive Lords and the Dragon Roach. It's the Bile Titan in the sky. It's terrible to deal with, but it's going to be hella fun. So join us on Saturday, whether it's in stream or in chat and in game. It's going to be a good time. That's my bit. That's what I got. Hello, Mech fans, and welcome to the Valhalla Club. Grab yourself a Timbeaky Dark, set up that paint booth, open that spreadsheet, and join us as we talk all things BattleTech.
Welcome, everyone, to the Valhalla Club podcast. We've got another fun evening ahead of us, and great to have you along. So I am Matt the Northman. I'll be your bartender for the evening. And with me tonight, I've got Mr. Zemer.
Howdy.
I've also got a bevy of guests from California. We'll start off with Phil.
Go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers, he says. Sorry for any of you Canadians that are listening. Otherwise known as Phaz, that's Phil. And then we've got Kevin.
Stay classy, San Diego.
Otherwise known as Valkerie on the old Discord webs, and also Mr. Chandler from over on the Origins.
Hello.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. So this is our crew for tonight, and as I said, all three of our special guests are from California, so we'll be talking a little bit about California stuffs later on. But we're gonna crank into, just to start off with, we are going to start off with our arms dealer update. So over at Aries Games and Minis, I was just cruising through some of their new stuff, and they've got a lot of newer kind of the Army Painter brushes stuff. They have a lot of different ones. Just for you guys, what type of brushes do you guys use? I don't personally use. I use a couple of Army Painter brushes, but not too many. I'm mostly like the lower class stuff that I can get from like Hobby Lobby or whatever. What type of brushes do you guys use?
I do a little bit of Army Painter, but my main ones are from Monument Hobbies. They're Pro Series brushes, which I like a lot.
Do you go to like the really small, fine, like 000s, or do you stop at ones, or are there particular brushes that you like to use more than others?
3 through 1 are my main sizes that I use, but when you get down to gun barrels and cockpits, that's when I jump into the 0 and the 00.
Yeah. What about the rest of you guys?
I use Citadel and generic brands, and I tend to stick with base sizes, and then I'll get into some of the finer layers, but I tend to not get into those 00s all that much.
Yeah, I find that when I get anything below 0, I inevitably like crush the bristles, so they're like pointing at different angles, and then it becomes worse than just a 0. So
yeah, at that point, it's just like good luck.
Doesn't help. What about you, Phil?
Yeah, I treat my brushes rather poorly, so I go through them pretty fast. So I just buy cheap brushes. So they're always fraying and falling apart. So
no sables here.
No, whatever cheap ones I can get at the art supply store.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Zach?
I think me and Phil are one of a kind, or the same anyway. My brushes don't typically last too long, but I do have smaller brushes, but I rarely go below a 0. My favorite sizes tend to be like 2 and 3. Yeah. And then of course like bulk stuff is done with my airbrush. So
yes, that is helpful, the old airbrush. Well, it sounds like we go through many a brush, so if you guys do the same, Aries has some new Army Painter brushes out there to help you out. I was also checking out the Shrapnel Gothic, which it looks like Aries still has a couple copies of. Have any of you read the Shrapnel Gothic at all, or gotten it or anything?
I've got it. It's sitting right here. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but it's got Michael Stackpole stories, so that's a good reason to go out and read it. But yeah.
I haven't gotten it yet.
Not yet. Yeah, I think it. I can't remember when it actually hit shelves in a way. It's pretty recent now.
I mean, I will say our local store has gotten a lot of Gothic stuff in. They've got a bunch of the starters and those blind boxes. We've gone through at least 3 or 4 pallets. I mean, people who aren't BattleTech fans are buying them just to like build 1 or 2. I mean, I hate to say 40K people are, but they are just to get 1 or 2 and paint them.
Yeah. What do you guys think about like having this stuff, like, Gothic themed stories or other Gothic, stuff taking up that shelf space? What do you guys think about that?
I think if it keeps people buying BattleTech, that's not a bad thing. If you want to get into, are they taking production away from the main line or anything like that? That's a whole nother argument.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. But just, do you guys see it as cool or, kind of?
I like the look of the mechs. I think the storyline has some potential as far as an alternate universe goes anyway. And if it brings new players in, hey, more power to them.
Yeah, I'm very much it's fun to dabble in every now and then, but I don't think it would ever be like my main focus. But it's fun and funny.
Yeah, I mean, I might talk about it later, but I think, this is the kind of thing that I'd like to run a Gothic game at a local convention or something like that, and I think that would be good as a good introductory games because people know that there's not a lot of backstory, there's not a lot of variety. It's just a small, single box of stuff that they have to worry about learning at a convention game.
Yeah, I could definitely see it as like a convention game where people walk by and they see kind of that, the, I don't know what you want to call it, grim dark or whatever, kind of type, how it's painted, and maybe the maps go along with it and stuff like that, and it might cause some interest. And as far as I have heard, it's not too different than just normal classic BattleTech as far as the gameplay, but maybe the paint schemes or just the way the mechs look and stuff like that. And maybe, if we do get abominations, that might look really cool on the board. So I could definitely see it as some sort of convention thing.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly don't want to run a convention game without abominations, and I might have to go find some proxies until the real ones come out.
Yeah, they should have had that come with it.
Yeah.
You can always go to the dollar store, get your own hexes and like glue tiny little raptors to a hex base,
Yeah.
It's the spirit of BattleTech, really, the proxy.
Well, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but I helped paint. I think Zemer, you may have painted one as well. The Trog doors that they did.
Trog door.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're kind of getting ahead of me because I wanted to bring them up later. But
okay, we'll talk about them later. We'll talk about them later.
We'll talk about it later. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of the whole time, though.
But I will mention on the side of BattleTech Gothic. Recently, Of Mechs and Men did dedicated an episode. It was a Halloween special, talking to Jason Hanza about the shrapnel itself and the story he wrote for it. And I gotta say, I think it's actually my favorite part out of the whole thing, because he wrote the story Replaceable, which is a play and a riff off of a short story that he wrote forever ago called or wait, did I get that backwards? The one in the Gothic Shrapnel is called Replaceable, and the story he wrote in the past was Irreplaceable. Mm-hmm. I gotta say, I wasn't too sold on it until there was like one last minute twist to the Replaceable story, and I'm not for the BattleTech Gothic stuff, but I want to see how that story shakes out. I want him to continue this setting and whatnot. And I know there's a lot of other artists in there, or writers. They're playing artists too that contribute, but I want to see what they do with the setting and how it kind of shakes out. Even if it's not an expansion on like the physical media and whatnot, I could do with a second Shrapnel in the future.
Yeah. I haven't had a chance to listen to the episode, but I've seen a lot of the comments regarding it, a lot of positive comments and really cool kind of feedback regarding the episode. So I'm excited to listen to it here soon. So Gothic is there. They've also got BattleTech Emplacements, some new display stands from Seafox Industries. It's a 3D printing. And then some Leviathan stuff coming soon. I know we'll talk about Leviathans a little bit here later with the California crew. But so if any of that stuff, tickles your fancy, or you're looking for any BattleTech stuff, Ares Games and Minis can always help you get your crack on, get your plastic crack addiction going.
Build that gray pile of shame.
Oh yes, it grows most of the time. That's actually a reason I go to events, is so that I can take back a little bit, reduce that pile a little bit, not too much. No. But speaking of events, let's jump down to Return and Report. maybe I'll jump in last, but Zemer, you want to start us out with Return and Report?
I would gladly. So I have a shout out for the community and the virtual tabletop being played over there. Just last night, I was playing with Dark Legion from the Discord, as well as Brent from Of Mecha Men. It's been really great to, just with how things have shaken up with a move of mine. I haven't been able to find a new local group, but even with that circumstance, with everybody in the Discord, I'm still getting in my games, and I really appreciate that.
That's awesome to at least have an option to do it virtually, and I've always appreciated like Megamech for that. But anything that the virtual tabletop games can bring. I know were you using Tabletop Simulator, Zimmer? Is that what you guys are using?
Yeah, we were using Tabletop Simulator. Megamech's great for like classic. I play that in my downtime, like by myself.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really want like that table experience, Break Time has not only does he have his Alpha Strike mod, which is heavily tooled for Alpha Strike 350 from Wolfnet. He's also working and making great strides to a classic BattleTech mod. Since the last episode, he's made it so you can spawn in 3D hex maps, like with the tap of a button. That's just made it so easy to get even those classic games in. Like, this is the most I've played classic in like ages, thanks to this mod.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there a time that you guys are playing, or is it just kind of like, jump on the Discord and see if people are available, or how are you guys doing it?
Mostly it's like spur of the moment things, like when folks have gone into the Discord and gone into like the Alpha Strike chat and asked for games. But sometimes it is just spur of the moment. I would like to get something regular, say every week, but for me, unfortunately, work's been a bit crazy and the schedule hasn't been consistent enough for me to really lock down a day that I have time.
Yeah. Well, that's cool that it's happening. Let's see who else. Phil, it looks like you had some things you had to report on.
Yeah, we'll talk about the BattleTech later on, but a bunch of us around here have gotten our Leviathan's Kickstarter in from Catalyst. So there's at least 4 of us. We've played a handful of games so far. I mean, we've just played fairly casually. We're enjoying it so far. I mean, it's a lot different from BattleTech in the way it plays and the fact that it's more like a traditional war game where there's a bunch of countries or sides, and everyone has their own unique ships. Your ships basically are faction locked, and each faction plays differently. Some of them are fast, some of them have different weapons or different firing arcs, some of them have more armor or less armor, and so forth. It's been enjoyable so far. I will say that the first game we played was just with the Leviathan starter box, and that just comes with a very simple rule book, kind of like that BattleTech starters do, and it's not enough in that rule book. It doesn't cover all the different weapons that all the different ships have, for example, and stuff like that. You really need the full rule book and play the full rules to get the full metal out of the game. Let's say that.
So what's the game like? Is it kind of like BattleTech, like classic BattleTech in a way, or what's it like?
I mean, it kind of is. I mean, you're playing on a hex grid. The ships are however, take up like 2, 3, and 4 hexes. There's initiative. You move and then you shoot and stuff like that. Moving's a little bit different because you have to move straight a certain number of hexes before you could execute a turn. Some ships could turn faster than others. The weapons have a whole bunch of different firing arcs. Some ships are more built to shoot broadside. Some ships are more designed to shoot out of their front. Some ships have turrets that shoot in any direction and stuff like that. It's kind of the armor diagram. It's not really crossing out little bubbles on a big piece of paper. It's more like, I hate to say, it's not really like Crimson Skies, but basically You have a bunch of systems on your ship. You get shot. If the amount of damage exceeds the armor, you're going to lose that system. You lose enough systems, eventually you're going to have to roll to see if your ship explodes, basically.
I know some people get triggered by that phrase "Crimson Skies," maybe because they loved it or something. But I don't know anything about it. But
it was a great game. I love it. Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah, Leviathan's.
Yeah, I only know it from the video game on the Xbox, but it was still a good game.
Okay, there we go.
The models are all pre-painted as well. I mean, they're not as good as, let's say, X-Wing miniatures were. I basically had to wash and dry brush all my models to make them look a lot better, and you don't have to do a whole lot to get them to look. A simple wash and some dry brushing, and they pop.
Nice. Well, it's cool that people are getting. I know it's been kind of some years in the making to get this Kickstarter out, but it's cool that it's actually hitting shelves and getting to people now so that you can play them. Would you recommend playing Leviathans, Phil?
I would. It's something I want to give demos of. I mean, the starter box is certainly nice. It's got 2 ships for 2 different sides, but it doesn't have a bunch of weapons. It doesn't have a bunch of rules inside of it. But I'm enjoying it so far. And you don't really need more than like 3 or 4 ships per side to get a good game in.
So it's kind of a low bar for entry, I guess, as far as number of minis.
It is. They have fleet boxes that have 4 ships in it, and that's certainly a good starting place.
Very cool.
I mean, a fleet back's a person, a rule book, and a mat. That's all you need. And you can just use any BattleTech hex map if you're desperate.
Nice. Always good to have. Yeah, plenty of hex maps down on my shelf, that's for sure. Kevin, it looks like you had some that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, for us, I usually run monthly games for our group out here. Typically, it's Alpha Strike. I get everybody together one day of the month and get together, bullshit, and talk BattleTech. This month, last weekend, actually, we ran Classic this time, and I took there was a scenario on the Catalyst store briefly called, it was based off the Voidbreaker book. I think it was Asymmetrical Infiltration was the name of it. Don't know why it's vanished off the store, but it has. But I took that scenario and basically made it bigger. So we ran a gentleman in our group, Jeff. Again, thank you, Jeff, for running that second table. But Jeff and I both ran a table of it. So I had 5 players at my table, 4 players at his, and basically ran that modified scenario. I think it was my table was about 16,000 BV, maybe a little bit more. It was about we did 3,000 BV per player.
Okay.
Both player groups, they were able to win the scenario, but it was just a great day of getting out and playing Classic and getting everybody out to the game shop. And then one of the other guys in our group, his name's Zach, he runs monthly friendly AS 350 tournaments. And so we had done that the weekend before that, and just get together at the local shop here in town and get some 350 action in. So
that's awesome.
Good monthly action for us.
That sounds great. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a lot of fun. Was it kind of the big mission? Was it kind of a GM versus players type thing, or was it players versus players?
GM. I ran one table as the op 4 on one table. Jeff ran the op 4 on the other table, and then the players work against our forces trying to complete their objective.
Did you make it to this one, Chandler?
No.
Oh. Bummer.
It's also Classic, so it is even less than nice to be there.
I know you know how to play Classic, so
yeah.
He is a regular at the 350 games that we do normally.
I mean, this last weekend last week I was on the road for like half the week, so I was not too enthused about getting out of the house.
Yeah.
You weren't overly motivated, shall we say?
Yeah. Last weekend, I was gone all week. The week before, so a lot of work travel, and so
you want to make it still you want to make it still a hobby, not a job, right? To go play BattleTech for sure.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, I guess that kind of naturally leads into our main medal for the month, and that is talking about the BattleTech community in California. I'm going to limit this knowing that California is a gigantic state, specifically to Southern California, and I guess San Diego, Los Angeles area. So let's get this straight here. So Chandler and Kevin, you guys are both in San Diego, right?
Yeah, we're both down in North County, San Diego.
Okay, and then Phil, you're up in Los Angeles?
Yeah, I'm on the west side of LA, but I drive all over the place.
Okay. Which, having driven in Los Angeles traffic a couple of times, is a terrifying thing you just said, like driving everywhere in LA. Ugh.
And that's kind of part of the problem is that, I mean, I play at a store that's 20 miles away from where I live, and while that might not seem like a lot during the week, that's impossible to get to in like under an hour and a half. So it's
my gosh.
So I mean, because I'm going down the 405 and passing LAX, and that's always a disaster. So there's a lot of, at least in LA, there's a lot of smaller communities that are kind of spread out because of the traffic and stuff like that. And on the weekends, really the only time I have a chance to drive around. I mean, so I play in Torrance, but I know there's other groups. There's the biggest one is in Pasadena, but I know that there's other groups in Burbank, Camarillo, and a couple in Orange County as well. So, and those are further drives.
Yeah, and just to speak kind of how the communities are like, are these like people playing in basements? Are they playing at like a game store, or where do people play in LA at least? And then we can get down to San Diego.
So these are all game stores or gaming clubs and stuff like that, like Camarillo, Burbank, Pasadena, Torrance. These are all in gaming stores. In Orange County, there is a gaming club, and I think the other group usually plays with where the historical gamers play as well. So yeah, I'm sure there are plenty of other groups playing in homes and stuff, but these are just all public groups that anyone could just walk in and join in the game.
Do they normally like communicate through any particular means? Like in Colorado, we have a Discord for the whole state, but how do you guys, communicate or kind of disseminate information there in LA?
So someone started a California Discord. It's and Chandler, someone could talk some more about that. But every store has their own Discord. I know the Pasadena one is great. They have games every Sunday at noon, and they'll post what the parameters are for their game, and those are usually classic. But Torrance store, we have our own Discord as well. I think one of the Orange County groups actually uses Facebook, but the other one I think has they've got their own Discord. I'm in so many Discord servers for LA.
I can imagine if there's one for every group, I already look at my list of Discords, I'm like, ugh, gross. So more Discords sounds horrible.
Dear God.
So many.
What's it like down in San Diego, guys?
So we have one overarching Discord for the county that Kevin started at one point. Yep. And there's still, the store Discords, but we've by and large tried to centralize the BattleTech for San Diego County into the San Diego BattleTech Discord, which has helped a lot. There's a little bit of, talk of there needs to be more stuff in either South County or North County, because a lot of the people a lot of people who help put on games are all North County. I'm North County, Kevin's North County. The other guy who puts on stuff, Zach, he's North County. So South County is very
an hour drive.
Not left behind, but like it takes time to get down there, and it's a lot easier for us to just put on stuff in our area.
That's why I bounce our monthly games. I got basically 3 stores. I bounce it around, trying to balance out the driving for everyone.
Yeah.
It's still a challenge.
And then, of course, we have our entire... it started as just California, but I think at this point it's very much attempting to be a West Coast Discord for BattleTech, West Coast irregulars. And it's separated into different sections for, counties and states. And we've got also channels for, different conventions that are within driving distance. So like there's an LVO, Adepticon, Gen Con, all the big cons.
Yeah. And
But-
is it? I mean, it's at game stores as well, or is this other places?
For San Diego, it's mainly at game stores.
Yeah, every once in a blue moon, I do something small at my house here, but
Mhm.
like all the big group monthly games I run are all at the shops, which is also to give the love to the game shops and either keeping them supported. And heck, one of the ones we went to, they didn't carry any BattleTech; they just had tables we could reserve, and now they have a bunch of BattleTech stuff because we keep showing up there and buying stuff.
Do you guys see like BattleTech product moving off of shelves and stuff at the places where you play?
For the
Both
most
in
part,
yes.
Yeah.
Whether that's seeing stuff there and popping back in later and seeing it gone, or pop it in for the monthly game and the guys will go hit the shelves and buy a bunch of crap before they leave.
Yeah, it's really funny when salvage packs again, because suddenly, one person will be like, "Oh, blank has salvage packs." Then at like the end of the day, it'll be like, they've got like maybe 2 left. Or none. People just converge at wherever salvage packs are and go and buy them.
They don't last long.
Part of the problem is a lot of the stock they're getting in, at least with our local stores, is older packs. So like the first wave from Clay Invasion, which isn't bad. Those are good packs to have, but they're not, flying off the shelves like new stuff is.
No, but even like, Paradise and On Board, they've had the Davian packs have been there. Heck, even Game Empire down there last weekend, they were fully restocked with newer stuff from the second starter and the Force packs they were sold out.
Yeah.
So it's all good. All good to see.
We are spoiled for choice when it comes to good stores that are willing to support us.
Yeah,
well, that's
a lot.
Awesome. Yeah. I live in a very small town, and so it's like when I hear about multiple stores in your area, I'm like, ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I also hear whispers of there being something going on in San Diego itself, but I do not go down there. It's a silly place.
You're talking like downtownish area?
Yeah, like actual San Diego proper.
Okay.
Actual downtown San Diego, which is not the easiest to get around.
That's like 2 hours from me.
From Fallbrook, yeah.
Yeah.
That is some driving time.
Yeah. Well, even for me, I'm in Vista in North County, and getting all the way downtown, again, anywhere that far south is an hour or more to get down there, and that's without traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I lived on the Front Range here in Colorado, so it's basically just a collection of towns running down the side of the mountains, including Denver and Fort Collins and Colorado Springs. You can get like the times you're talking about is to drive from one city to another that is literally at least an hour away from game store to game store. It'd be like an hour and 15 minutes. So, but you guys are saying like going into town is the most of the driving. It's not the actual distance, right?
The distances aren't terrible. I mean, I think 45 miles to downtown San Diego from here.
Yeah.
But then slap in the traffic, the fact that the 5 is always under construction, and you're an hour plus usually to get down there. So, and gas ain't cheap.
Yeah. Do you guys find that most? Go ahead.
At least for me, like getting to Vista, which is relatively close to me, takes the same amount of time as getting to like Escondido, which is like halfway down the county from me. It takes almost the same amount of time just due to the way street design is in Southern California. Like,
well, it also doesn't help that North County San Diego doesn't have the freeway access,
yeah,
I should say, as South County. South County's got a lot more crisscrossing of freeways, and up here we have far less.
Yeah, we have the 76 and the 78, and those are
and if they get boogered up, you're screwed.
Yeah. Well, and the reason I ask is because I feel like sometimes that can really isolate BattleTech communities, because it's like, I don't want to drive an hour every time I want to play, so I'm going to play as close as possible. Do you guys kind of see that both in San Diego and LA? Is that like a problem that kind of keeps all these little communities kind of separated?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I know my guys who are on the furthest south. When I do stuff up on this neck of the woods up in North County, they usually don't trek up here. Which is why I try to make a point of going down south and hosting closer to them, so every so often, so they're not getting left out. But it's like I say, gas is not cheap, and if you're on a budget, it's something to think about. So
Yeah.
I mean, I see it personally. I mean, when I started playing again after the pandemic, I would drive to Pasadena, and that's that's like 35 miles from me, and that's much longer than driving to Torrance. And when I found that store, I kind of just switched over.
Yeah.
It's like
it
an
makes
extra
sense.
half hour, an hour of commuting time each way total. So yeah.
Yeah.
I fortunate that there's enough. There's shops up and down the whole county, so wherever you're at, there's something relatively close to you. So it's not like the only good shops to play at are in North County, and that's the only place to go an hour away. So we're fortunate in that respect.
So, what are people playing most? I mean, let's maybe we start with LA. Kind of what's the driving force there, Phil? Is it both classic and Alpha Strike, or do you see one more than another?
I see it's both, but I mean, certainly like Pasadena is pretty much 90% classic. And Torrance were like 50-50. We did a Hinterlands campaign earlier this year, and it was Alpha Strike. We're doing one now, and we're doing classic because that's what people we took a little vote, and that's what people wanted to do is some more classic. I think there's both. I mean, at the Los Angeles has this convention called Strategicon, which is 3 times a year, which is Martin Luther King Day, I think, Memorial Day and Labor Day. And there's actually usually more Alpha Strike there than Classic, I'd say, just for people wanting to run stuff there. But there's a good mix of both.
Nice. What do you guys see down in San Diego as far as what kind of games are being played?
It's a lot of both now. When I started doing this, 10, 11 years ago. Yeah, stop that laughing over there. I was struggling to find anybody to play. And that's how much the game has grown out here in 11 years. But it was primarily Alpha Strike. And then as this group has grown and run into more people, and then after post Kickstarters, Classics really gotten a kick in the pants. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. To put it into perspective, I learned about Kevin's existence from a mutual friend who lives in the Midwest, who I met through Wolfnet for other friends. Like I was like, hey, anyone know anyone who lives in Southern California? And then it was like I like pinballed my way through like conversations, and then eventually met Kevin.
Yeah, Crackerbox caught a hold of me. He's like, I got somebody who wants to play BattleTech. I'm like, okay. I'm looking for anybody. Sure.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, it worked out.
Yes, it did.
He hasn't killed me yet.
Awesome. No, you because it's usually because you kill me. My poor Davey.
Praise be to Blake.
So I will say that I will say that one of the reasons that Classic is more popular right now is that the people are loving the BSPs for the vehicles that came with the Mercenaries box set, and since we're doing a Hinterlands campaign, people are loving those. They seem it's really popular, and it's getting more vehicles on the table.
So do you think that combined with the recent Mercenaries Kickstarter with all the vehicles in that box, do you think that those two kind of go together and have really beefed it up a bit?
Both I think it's a combination of everything. Both Kickstarters, the redesigned art, the new miniatures, and then really making bringing those BSPs in and making the vehicles easy to add without adding the slog of more record sheets and stuff to keep track of. Mm-hmm. I think it all comes together. And then the Hinterlands campaign, because there's a fair amount of guys doing the mercenary stuff on the side from our group stuff that I think has really made it, let's play Classic quick. I mean, you can sit down and play those 3,000 BV games in an hour and a half if you're really on it.
Yeah. Yeah, not for us. I mean, so I'm kind of both playing and GMing our campaign, and it's hard for me to get my players to schedule games against each other. So right now, at 3,000, basically we have basically 9,000 point games where there's 3 people on a side against 3 people on a side, basically. Mm. But I agree that the Hinterlands is a great campaign for these players. They like the fact that you're starting small. You start with 2 mechs, basically, and you grow, and that's not how the old campaigns used to work. So I think they're enjoying these better than they have the other campaigns we've done in the past.
Yeah. So are you guys seeing a lot more long-term campaigns then, or is it still mostly pick up, or where do you guys see it falling right now?
We have a group that's heavily into the campaign, but there's a bunch of other people who aren't into the campaign at all and just doing pickup games. So we got both.
Okay.
Yeah, same here. We got a couple guys. I think they only come out for the Zach's Friendly 350 games.
Yeah.
But then we got the guys who come up for the group games. But there's guys who definitely want to do campaigns. I would love to run campaigns, but I just don't. I can't commit the time to it. Plus, I don't have a consistent enough work schedule to be able to say, "Hey, I can campaign every Monday night." Because as soon as I do that, next thing I know, I'm working on a Monday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We do have the ongoing Alpha Strike Escalation League.
Yes.
In San Diego County, which has been a huge success.
Yeah.
So when you say Escalation League, what's that like?
So I got my tabletop start in 40K, like a lot of people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And something that I was introduced to when I first got into it was something called an Escalation League, which you start at a certain point value, and you build and paint your army, and you have your army, and it's X amount of time to do that. And then after that's done, you know, whatever time period, whether it's, you know, we all get together on Tuesday the 5th and play games, or if it's, you know, the way we're doing it is you have a month to get your game in with your opponent. And then the next month is another X amount increase in your point value. And now you have to have your force built and painted and all that fun stuff. So we're currently at 300 point value, and next month we'll be going up to 400. So, and we're going to end up at an eventual 600.
And are you playing with everything each time then?
Possibly.
What do you mean by everything?
I mean, you said you were moving up, but like you were at the 300 level. So do you play a game with all 300 PV then, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or however much your list gets out to. You know, if you're at 285, that's just what you're at.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. My list for this league, I'm ahead of that, so I'm like, okay, I got 300 PV. I'm pulling these guys to fill that 300, and away we go.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's no requirement that you have to use the same guys every time. So, like, let's say 300 PV, you're like, oh, this list just is bad. You know, the formation is not working together properly. It just isn't working. You could start from scratch with your faction and era and just rebuild your list. You know, one week you could have 2 heavy lances, and the next you could have a super heavy assault tank lance and a light mech lance. You know,
okay,
you can mix and match. You are locked into an era and faction, so you know I'm doing Ill Clan Free Worlds League.
Okay,
this time.
Go Purple Bird.
Yep. Yes. Go Purple Bird.
Davian Heavy Guards.
Oh, nice.
You do get one freebie. You know, you could switch if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Like last time I did Star League era Terran Core Amaris Empire, which was really fun running that into Ill Clan era stuff and going, yeah, I don't really care. You know? Yes, you've got that really fancy clan, but it'd be a shame if I threw 4 tanks at it, you know?
Yeah, that wasn't annoying at all.
Do you guys find that this helps people like come back, you know, each month or each time you guys go up to a new step or whatnot?
It gets people painting. That's a big thing. And then growing in the Alpha Strike game, because Chandler's got it set up so as we go up in PV, there's some expansion to what's available and rule wise on how much you can have. So I don't think like artillery came in this month, right? Not last month.
I think so,
this month.
Or you were allowed to have it, but you could only have like 1, 2.
Something like that. And you can bring aerospace now. And so it's there.
And we're using the formations.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's kind of chaotic, and it's not designed to be like knockout, drag out, like really competitive. It's designed to make people make forces, have stuff painted. Because, at least for me, I need that impetus, because I will just sit on my laurels and just keep shopping stuff. I need something to make me paint.
I love the idea of anything that pushes people to paint, because, you know, like I was saying before, that's what events are for me. Is that's how I get stuff painted. Is I have to have it painted, so I'm forced to do it. So I love this type of thing.
Yeah, and if your force is entirely painted to the 3-color standard, you get an extra point that month.
Yep.
So like there is an incentive to.
Yeah, because we crown there is a big winner at the end.
There are prizes at the end of the tunnel. which reminds me I need to email Aries.
So the first year we did it, we gave the winner a copy of the Alpha Strike box.
Yeah.
Last year we had a Merc box for him, right?
Yeah, we did Merc box, and then this year I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll see what's going on at that point. You know, who knows? Maybe at that point we'll have aces.
I was gonna say, if we can get our hand on a box of aces.
Yeah, don't jinx
because
us.
Give them a
at
Gothic
this point,
box.
I think we're probably looking at probably February, January, February for the end, depending on how December goes.
So do you guys have like an annual season time, like March to February or something like that, or is this still kind of in the impetus type stage or what?
Kind of ended up being like August, September through like January, February.
Yeah.
Okay.
Effectively.
And it's nice and loose because you just have to have your game in, preferably.
Preferably within the month or a couple days.
By month's end. So it's up to the players, the two who are playing each other, to schedule their game. So you can both find a time that's convenient, but also a location that's convenient for both of you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is there like people are playing at one game store? Is this just like open to everyone and you find...
They can play wherever they want. If they have space in a library, they got space on their kitchen table. I really don't care. As long as they give me the details I need to put their details in, or their points into the spreadsheet at the end of the month, they can play wherever.
There's a couple guys were at a brewery last month. So
that sounded like a really funny game because they're at the end, they're like, yeah, we were just slamming mechs into each other at the end there. We're like, yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah.
2 pints in.
Yeah.
A little bit of liquid courage. That's right.
Yep.
But that's turning out really well. And
that's awesome.
What's really funny is like at the beginning, we were really encouraging people to do Ill Clan era stuff. But I think if we do this again next year, I'm going to encourage people to not do Ill Clan era. Because everyone's got Ill Clan era forces now. And I'm like, okay, we need diversify.
Yeah.
Hey, I did Jihad era the first time.
You did. I'm very proud of you.
How about go ahead.
Last year I did Star League. This year I did Ill Clan. The first year I did oh boy, they're on my shelf here. Where are they? Who did I do first year? Oh god.
That was 2 years ago. That's forcing the memory banks a little hard there.
I reprimed. Oh, it was Clan Protectorate, so I did Ill Clan again. Yeah.
So have you heard of other BattleTech communities doing something like this, Chandler? Or is this? I mean, this is the only one I've heard of.
I haven't heard of other BattleTech communities doing it, and the more I look at 40K groups doing it, I haven't seen them doing it a lot. So maybe it was just a San Luis Obispo thing. I don't know.
I never heard of an escalation league till you dropped it on us, and I think it's been
so maybe I just was spoiled for choice when I was in college as well. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a good luck charm.
Yeah, because I think this might be something to like maybe present to the broader community or something like that.
Yeah,
I think it's a neat idea and get you painting. So
the biggest problem I've had is trying to generate missions because I do try to have a good mission. Like the first one I tend to do just deathmatch. Try out your army, figure it out.
Yeah,
let's not make people think too hard.
No, it's a good first start, but the AS350, you've been using those A3.
Yeah, I've been shamelessly ripping off AS350. Thank you, Wolfnet. I will steal your stuff every day. You can quote me
at least a playtester, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're working on
I did the Alpha Strike Open cards from Michigan, and I'm really looking at those because that's exactly what I want.
That's the Bill Kim stuff.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want something I can go, okay, draw some cards. What's our main mission? What are our secondaries? And just go. Like I like the way AS350 is set up, but I also want a little bit more diversity in the way the board is.
Yeah, I also want to see some. I wanted to talk to you about that eventually, but seeing some. I don't know what the right word is, but not the same objectives for both people. Hey, you got an attacker or defender, you got different objectives. I'm
a little wary of doing attacker defender callouts, but my caveat to that is I do want people to have different secondary objectives. Mm-hmm. So we both are trying to do King of the Hill, but I might have Headhunter, and my opponent might have break through and have to have stuff on my side of the board.
Yeah, that's something that
which will really twist the way the game plays.
Yeah, I agree, because that's what we did a little bit on the classic side of things at Desert Hot Drop is random secondary objectives, and it definitely, why is that guy running all the way to my back line type thing?
Then it dawns and you're like, oh,
crap.
kill that man, shoot that man down,
Exactly, yeah. So I think it does bring a little bit of fun diversity to it, right? And those cards would be perfect for that, is where you might know all of those cards, but you don't know which one they have, or you maybe if you share it, it's still like you didn't plan for that secondary, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will say that we've gone through most of the Hinterlands scenarios, and while a lot of them are fun, everyone's favorite is the objective raid scenario, where basically it benefits to have mechs that have hands, because you have to pick stuff up. It's a great scenario. So if your mechs don't have hands, you're at a massive disadvantage in that scenario.
Ah, crap! I brought a rifleman.
Yes. That is when I shoot your hands off. And then suddenly
That's when you don't bring the riflemen.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because my next my next planned stream with of Mechs and Men, we're doing mission 2 of the Daring Heist contract, the very first one in the Hinterlands book. And it just so happens my Centurion in the first mission ended up getting his head chopped off and killed the pilot. So that's a 3-5 pilot in the down the drain. Yeah. Rip Jaeger. But just so happens that Sea Fox was in system, and they so graciously allowed me to get a Griffin 2C. And then because I'm doing the Night Owls contract, I also have a baboon. So we're going to see. I got thoroughly thrashed in that first track, but this next one with the objective raid, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Mechs with hands and pretty quick is a pretty good setup to have for that mission.
It's certainly unique as far as scenarios go across all systems that I've seen so far.
Is that kind of the long-term stuff that you guys have seen up in LA, Phil? Is more of the Hinterlands type thing?
It is, although we've run into problems with the Hinterlands that some of the contracts are more one-sided than others, and if you give every player the contract, which of the 2 contracts to take, though, everyone will try and pick the same one, and it's like, well, that's not good. So they're certainly not balanced contracts. The missions can be, and sometimes as GM, I do try and balance things when necessary and throw more stuff onto one side, but it's hard.
Yeah. Any other kind of longer stuff you're seeing up in LA, or is it mostly just pickup?
It's mostly pickup and campaign type stuff. There's not really any group that's really interested in, let's say, competitive tournament play or anything like that. It's pulling teeth trying to get people to go to tournaments around here.
Mm-hmm.
But we try now and then. We have small ones at Strategicon, and maybe we get 8 to 10 people for those.
Yeah, maybe you want to talk about what you guys do as far as larger events. Phil, you want to talk about that first?
The Strategicons always have multiple BattleTech games, Classic and Alpha Strike. Usually, I try and run something. This coming February, we might have another Western Assault. Last year, we had someone fly out from the East Coast and do a Western Assault, which is related to the Southern Assault. I'll find out after Southern Assault if they're coming out again. If not, I'll be running some stuff. At Desert Hot Drop, I really enjoyed Conscripted Chaos, and I want to run one of those, so I will be running that either in February or in May. And it's a perfect way for me to get rid of all these gray mechs that I do not want to paint.
Disperse them, huh?
Yes. Hetzers for everybody, yes.
Hey, we got a guy down in we got a guy in Southern California. He's obsessed with Hetzers, so we got something for you.
You guys need to make some trades there. What do you guys have any larger events that you routinely do down in San Diego area?
Not yet. We just had actually someone in our Discord reach out to us for an event in April with the Historical Wargamers group out here. They have a get-together in April, and they reached out and asked us if we'd want to run any BattleTech events then. This is mid-April, I think. I know, Chandler, you said you were you can look good at like an excuse for Conscripted Chaos. I've never run anything on the bigger events, so I was thinking Grinder anyway. If we did anything,
I feel like that would be a safe intro.
Yep,
it would be Conscripted Chaos.
I will say that that if that's the group I'm thinking of, they actually usually run a historical game at Strategicon, usually at least one, and they're a pretty nice group. They're a nice group. They put together some fun games for everybody, and they have a lot of good terrain. So if they want to hook up there, I'd be definitely interested in driving down for that.
Yeah,
very cool.
Right now.
So kind of some in the works, maybe is what it sounds like.
We're hoping, and it was kind of neat to have someone reach out and ask it. I don't always think of this group as having grown as much as it is, but this Discord has started with myself and 4 other guys, and now I think we are over 100 members on here. So, and not everyone's as active as others, but it still shows that we've got BattleTech here.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
We're at like 110-ish.
Yeah. I mean, that's great. As long as you keep seeing a little bit of growth, that's where I'm like, I don't see very many people actually talk. It's always like the same people talking on the Colorado Discord, but there's always like more people joining, and like every once in a while they'd be like, "Oh, nice to meet you at the shop, and nice to finally meet you and play some games," and then get a little bit more active and stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of in a way a little bit of a grind, but I think it's always great to see the Discord kind of reflect what you see out there in the community. So, it's a great thing to have. I forgot to mention in our return and report section about Desert Hot Drop 25. So I will drop it here because I think it fits in with kind of a larger regional kind of get together, BattleTech related get together that definitely included a lot of you guys here. I know Phil and Chandler were out there for sure, and myself. Had a blast out there in Las Vegas, and it almost sounds like Las Vegas is almost easier to get to than like driving through LA, but I know it's longer. But I will mention that that's one of the reasons, kind of reaching out to these different states within the West, but especially California, is really trying to bring some of these dispersed groups together in one place with other players throughout the West. That was a lot of kind of my impetus for starting Desert Hot Drop, and we'll keep continuing it to kind of offer it as a location for people. Maybe you don't get to see the guys from LA a lot down in San Diego or whatnot, but maybe there's a time in the year where everyone can kind of join together and have some BattleTech, roll some dice. Yeah. What did you guys think, Chandler? I know we were over on the Coolant Pod to give a full review of things, but what did you think of it as far as kind of a regional event to kind of bring people throughout the West together?
I definitely think as a Western United States convention, it was very good.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, the drive wasn't too bad at all. I mean, it's an easy flight. I mean, once you leave LA, there's no traffic. Just drive straight for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Is we had people, we had quite a few people from California. We had people from Arizona, people from Colorado, Utah, several other states, going all the way over to, we had some from Florida, we had some from Hawaii. So there was definitely more than I thought there would be people from other locations, but the idea is definitely to give a place for players in the West to at least once a year come together and just roll dice and shoot the breeze for 3 days. So I'll give some shout outs later with that, but I was really, really happy with the success there, and hope that in a way translates into a little bit more people getting together in California itself. I know, Phil, you were talking about running Conscripted Chaos at a store or something, just because it was something, and that was cool because it was something you played there at Desert Hot Drop, but you could kind of take back to your player base and say, oh, this is kind of a cool thing, run something like that there. So, yeah. Uh-huh. Let's see. Well, I had a couple other questions, but are there any stores that you guys would like to specifically call out? Like I'm dropping into San Diego or I'm dropping into LA. Like, and I want to play some games, where should I be looking? What stores are kind of active with BattleTech that you guys know of, or where do you guys run stuff? We'll go with San Diego first.
Well, the closest one to us is Paradise Games, and there's a fair BattleTech contingent there, both our group and other little smaller groups that go through there. The other two that I run games at are Onboard Gaming in Escondido and Game Empire in Claremont Mesa. All three shops support BattleTech. They have product to the best of their ability, paints, all that stuff, and they're all just excellent game shops, and have tables to play at as well.
Awesome. And so which one, like if I'm dropping into San Diego with my family, like, you know, I'm hitting the beaches and stuff, I'm in down, I guess you call it downtown or whatever. Which one's kind of closest to that area?
If you're talking downtown, the closest one would be Game Empire, but I know there's shops closer to downtown San Diego. I just don't know them myself. Yeah. But Game Empire would be the closest one because Paradise, that's, well, only 5 minutes from me. It's the furthest away from downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. Okay, and LA, what would you say, Phil? What stores would you like to kind of, you know,
the two stores that always seem to have a lot of BattleTech. First one is Lost Planet in Torrance, where I usually play. And they do a lot of prize support for those Strategicon as well, and they've got a good amount of stuff there. The other store is the one in Pasadena, Odyssey Games. They typically play every Sunday there, and they have a good amount of BattleTech on the shelves as well. And they're fairly far apart, so I mean, it just depends what part of LA you're in. I mean, there's stuff in Burbank, Camarillo, and Orange County, and certainly other places. I know there's a game store in downtown LA. I don't think they actually have any BattleTech. I haven't been there yet.
I was about to say, if I take the family to Disneyland, where am I going to go play BattleTech?
That's Orange County. I don't know of any where the stores are in Orange County. Okay. You might have to ask other people.
My buddy is in that general neck of the woods, and they play at a shop called Comic Quest, and they've been doing regular mercenary campaigns there. I forget what days he's doing them, but and it's another shop that supports BattleTech and actually has Ironwind medals in stock.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Nobody out here except they're the only shop I know of in 50 miles that does.
Yeah, I kind of assume like you've been carrying BattleTech for a long time if you're still stocking Ironwinds in a way. So
yep, and they have a good selection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say Lost Planet that also has some Ironwind medals, and they actually still have some of the. They went into the Mercenaries Kickstarter, so they got a bunch of patches and challenge coins left from that as well. But they've been picked over.
Yeah. Well, it's great to hear that you've got players, you've got shop support, you've got stuff coming in. It looks like sometimes it sounds like Phil, you're getting like the Gothic, which is like pretty much some of the newest stuff coming through stores. But you've also got other places that are still stocking the stuff kind of back in the line type stuff, which is always good because I want to run a Centurion. Well, that's not in any of the new packs, so I got to go back to kind of the older stuff. So what would you guys, and I'll start with Phil, what's kind of your wish list for the LA BattleTech community? What would you like to see, and what do you think would be great for the community in your area?
I mean, I know Strategicon is it does draw people from Anaheim through to Pasadena and other parts in between, but it's an expensive con to come and visit. I mean, you got to pay $50 for a 1-day badge. You got to park, which is also expensive. You got to drive to LAX area. I mean, honestly, something like Desert Hot Drop, which is just a smaller 1-day event or something, or a frequent event that was easily centers. The problem is that there's no place in LA that's easily drivable from all parts of LA. So I don't know what a good solution is.
Everyone needs helicopters. There we go.
There you go. VTOLs for all.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Well, anything as far as like gameplay that you'd like to see maybe start up in your neck of the woods?
I would like to see more tournament play. I mean, there is very little tournament play in LA, and we've tried to get 350s and some classic tournaments, and it's just players aren't as interested in it, from what I could tell.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about down in San Diego? What's on your kind of community wish list?
You got anything,
That's
Chandler?
a great question. You go.
I would love for us to be able to get a demo agent. It is something I would like to do, but back to the whole time and not always consistent work schedule. I don't want to commit to that. But I would love to see the San Diego area get a demo agent or two who could really pick up that mantle. Mm-hmm. Till then, I'm going to do the best I can. And to your point, Phil, that convention that's in April is the San Diego Historical Miniature Wargamers.
So is that the advanced or advanced?
Yep.
Okay.
2026.
Yep,
so,
I've heard. I mean, they've been advertising it with. I also hate to say I play historical games from time to time as well. So, I'm familiar with them, and they're a good group. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would really like to do something there and keep, without being an official demo agent, just keep building this, and hopefully someday we will get one.
I will say that I am a demo agent, and the requirements for being a demo agent are not all that great if you could get approved.
I just would like to be able, because of work, I can't commit to very consistently, and that's the issue for me. If I was to do it, I would want to be able to be more consistent with dates and stuff like that. So, like I said, till then, I just keep doing the best I can and keep building the group. And we have a fair amount, based off Zach's friendly 350s, that we have people who are interested in tournament play here. So, like we had a good one. Jesse ran the SoCal Open out here a couple of years ago. We had a decent enough turnout, I thought, and it only could get better from where we were.
Yeah. What about you, Chandler? What do you want?
That was a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
It was.
That was last year.
It was last year.
I was there.
It felt like 2 years ago.
Time flies.
I was there. It was last year.
Okay.
I think having a Southern California convention settled on as like the local Southern Californian convention would be good. And I think Strategicon is the convention, or family conventions really, since there's 3 of them, to have as the core for like a convention scene in Southern California. And so I think really pushing that is, I think, the play. Even if it does mean that, Southern California or San Diego has to drive up to LAX area. And
that's what I was going to say. Is
Eastern
like
LA area needs to drive to LAX area. It's central enough for Southern California. I think it works, even though it doesn't look like it.
You're never going to win with any one spot because it's just so big and spread out here that it's just, you have to get as central as you can and hope for the best.
And especially since Strategicon's an established convention, it's a lot less risk taken.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out, oh no, we're not as big of a scene as Strategicon. We're not, we're not crushing a convention at that point. Yeah,
you're right. We're just running games at a convention. We're not trying to fund a convention, kind of like Desert Hot Drop.
Yeah. Yeah, it would. I mean, that's when I look at LA and San Diego, I'm like, oh, they're not that far apart. But then, of course, that it is what I'm hearing. There's no relation between actual distance and time to drive. So
yeah,
no.
Yeah,
California. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I never go, that's X amount of miles away. It's always time of travel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
How long? How's to get to work? It's 45 minutes to an hour, not mileage.
Yeah. I could not tell you how many miles it is to my work. I can tell you how long it takes.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to hear. I mean, it's definitely different from. We had the Phoenix crew, a couple guys from Phoenix on a couple months ago, and they're definitely in a different situation. But in a way, they have somewhat similar situation because they have a lot of game stores and they're throughout their valley, and each one has its own Discord and has its own little community. And they're also trying to kind of bring them together, have a little bit of kind of crosstalk or kind of cross-pollination with different players going to different stores, which I think is really cool. But I don't think it has to drive community growth, especially in a place like either San Diego or LA, where you already have such a high population that there's kind of plenty of people to try and bring into the game.
Yeah,
you give them enough events, notice, and a place to play, they'll probably show up.
If you plan it, they will come.
Bingo.
I like it. Well, I had a lot of fun being out there for the SoCal Open that Justy put on. That was a lot of fun to be out there and meet. I think I saw all you guys there. So
Hey, you whooped my ass.
That was probably fell into that luck. I don't. I would never call myself a lucky player. So, but it was a lot of fun to be out there, and I realize in a way I think California is a little bit like Colorado where I'm at, because a lot of Coloradoans are like, why would we go? Why would we stay inside and play a game? We've got the mountains to go explore, right? I mean, you guys have got beaches and nice weather, and so I think there is some other things that kind of take away from that. When I lived back in the Midwest in Indiana, I was like, well, what are we gonna do night after night? And I don't drink, so it was like, okay, let's play games. But there's definitely other stuff to do in these areas. So, but I think you definitely see there's growth in your guys' areas. What it sounds like as we've seen here in Colorado. So that's exciting to me.
Unfortunately, the SoCal Open was kind of canceled. They moved the Las Vegas Open basically that weekend, and there's now no SoCal Open anymore.
Yeah, bummer. Well, and that's what. So there's nothing really going on as far as larger events down in San Diego. It's just StrategiCon up in LA.
Yeah, and if we do this thing with Advanced 2026 with the San Diego Historical Group, then that'd be the only one.
That'd be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it sounds like you guys have a good player base, and hopefully people are coming out to play on a regular basis. And I think that's just how it starts. It's just kind of that regularity of things has always seemed to help out here in Colorado. So thanks for doing things regularly, guys. That's awesome to hear things happening on a routine basis. That was definitely how things have grown here in Colorado. Is just, every second Tuesday we'll be at this place and we'll be playing this, and if you can count on it, then you can kind of plan your schedule around it, which always helps. Any last thoughts about the BattleTech community in California that you guys want to talk about?
Just happy to see how much it's grown since I got back into the game in 2015. Love threw the flag up on the forums back then, found one guy, and now here I am with more people I can shake a stick at.
Yeah, you've got the problem where you don't have enough time to play the games that you're trying to help other people play, right?
I wish I had more time for it, but I gotta get the paycheck.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, when I first started in the BattleTech in Southern California, I had no one to play with, and now it's like if I wanted to get a game in, I will find someone.
Yeah,
there will be someone who's available.
Yeah, and at least now that I know that there's more stores out there, there's a good amount of stores in LA, and a lot of them have BattleTech in them, and small groups at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great starting point for people that are getting into the game too, because it's like, if you're trying to get into it but you could never find someone to play with, well then why would I keep playing this game type thing.
Yeah. This is a kind of a shout out I will give to our crew out here, that no one has been a gatekeeper at all to anyone who wants to come in and learn the game, whether it is they just showed up at the table while we're there or they've hopped on the Discord and want to learn to play. Everyone has been welcoming and more than willing to help out and teach people how to play the game, whether it's Alpha Strike or Classic. Not a bit of gatekeeping. Yeah,
it's awesome to have people that are like, I want to have someone to play with, so I'm gonna I'm gonna act accordingly type thing. I do enjoy
that is absolutely so important to get people in and to be welcoming in that way. I hard bounced off of certain games that I won't mention because the community just wasn't nearly as welcoming to new players as BattleTech is.
I find, well, I've been to quite a few BattleTech communities, and I have found some that, I'd come in and I'd be like, oh, you guys are playing BattleTech. This is awesome. And they'd just look at me and be like, yeah, we are. And then
we are indeed.
that was it. Like there was no like, yeah, come sit down. Like, do you know BattleTech, stuff like that? It was like pulling teeth to like get them to talk to me, and I'm like, well, this isn't what I've experienced in BattleTech. Like it's very, very gregarious system where, oh yeah, come play. Grab a mech, grab a sheet, whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk. You come by our tables, you're going to get greeted before you can probably ask a question like, hey, how's it going? Ever played BattleTech before? Like Stompy Robots? Come on by.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a good way to grow the community. Cool. Well, yeah, it's great to hear about the BattleTech community down in SoCal. I'll just use that term. I'm not a SoCaler, so I'll use it anyway.
That's an appropriate.
Well, where it ends, so I'm just going to assume LA is where it ends, but I don't know. Let's see. So yeah, that was the main medal. Great to have the California guys here, and now we're going to go to which would normally be the drink of the month.
Hey all, this is Ben here, your BattleTech Master of Spirits. Get your mixers, liquors, shakers, stirrers, and strainers ready as we cover this month's BattleTech Drink of the Month.
So this month, Mr. Bourbon is not here, and so we don't have anyone rolling the drink of the month. Chandler is going to throw a little drink of the month on top of what we're calling back of house. So, Zemer, you want to roll back of house, and then Chandler will throw a little spirits on top of that.
Yeah, so it'll be my pleasure. For this month with the back of house, on the menu, new for our new special is going to be Fried Jade Falcon with Naranji Sauce. This dish is served over rice with a side of roasted quiller. I know it might be a bit hard for some folks to go out there and wrestle themselves a Jade Falcon, but no worries, just any sort of poultry of choice will be fine. Just lightly batter that, throw it, pan fry it. For the Naranji sauce, the recipe we'll be using today can be found in the Art of Food Recipes of the Inner Sphere. I also understand, just like the Jade Falcon, maybe you can't get yourself a nice fresh batch of Naranji fruit. However, thanks to our Southern Californian friends here, Caracara oranges are about to enter season in a month or so. So with that, you can make a good approximation that works in a pinch.
Sounds delicious.
Who doesn't like some fried jade turkey?
Exactly, right?
'Tis the season.
Hell yeah.
Chandler, what we be drinking on top of that?
All right. Well, in honor of Bourbon, even though he is not here, I had a glass of smoke barrel bourbon, which is a unfiltered, is a straight unfiltered bourbon whiskey. So it's quite good. I'm not usually much of a whiskey drinker, but I highly recommend. Yeah.
A slight kick to the face?
A little bit.
Okay.
And it's from Vegas. So
well, there you go.
it even fits it even more because Matt's here.
I know.
A little flap.
Well, there you go. You've got the back of the house and then the drink of the month there.
This is in no way sponsored by Smoke Wagon.
And with that, let's go into our upcoming actions. So that'll be events that we'll chat about here that are coming up soon. The big one that I know I'm going to, I think, Chandler, you're going to as well? KSAG?
Yes, I will be at KSAG. I found out I was going to KSAG before I even knew I was going to KSAG.
You were told you were going to KSAG?
Yes. One of the Minnesota folks was like, yeah, Chandler's going to KSAG. And I was like, oh. Guess I'm going to KSAG now.
Praise be to Blake.
Praise be. The Jerome Blake works in mysterious ways.
Little pressure.
Yeah.
So KSAG, run by the folks at WolfNet. That'll be December 4th through the 7th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And this is Andrew Cruel of Wolfnet kind of described it last time as it's like a BattleTech family reunion, and it kind of is. It really was a blast last year, and had a ton of fun there, and it's going to be a lot even bigger this year. So this will be, I think it's not actually in Minneapolis. I forget, it's like Roseville or something like that, but relatively close to the airport. Yeah. And there's just all sorts of games happening. I know there will be the usual AS350 singles tournament and a doubles tournament. There will be other Alpha Strike games. There will be some classic games going on. Some classic, I think one classic tournament at least. So a whole bunch of things. There will be painting. There will be the folks from Bungle Tech will be running their global campaign scenarios there. So there will just be a ton of stuff happening, and it's all at the hotel that they've got reserved. So it'll be a bit like Desert Hot Drop, where if you stay at the hotel, you can just drop down and play to your heart's desire. So it should be a lot of fun. Again, that's December 4th through the 7th, and they have their information up on, I believe it's called Tabletop Events. So if you just search KSAG Tabletop Events, you can find the page with all the information. Let's see, Strategicon. Phil, you wanna talk about Strategicon real quick?
Yeah, the next Strategicon will be February 13th through 16th at the regular location, which is the LAX Hilton. They have a shuttle from the airport to the hotel, so it makes it easy. There's always a multitude of events. I'm not sure yet what they will be. They will either be some of the Western Assault events, like I mentioned earlier, or I will run things, and some of the things I want to run are Conscripted Chaos for sure, and then either a Leviathan's demo or a Gothic game. So, but I'm sure there'll be other people who run stuff there. There always are.
Awesome. And where can people find information about Strategicon?
Strategicon.net. They don't have, none of the events are in there yet. It's not for several months, so I think people will be posting events fairly soon though.
Okay, very cool. So and you said that's 3 times a year?
3 times a year, in February, Memorial Day, and over Labor Day.
Okay, very cool. Awesome. So yeah, if you guys are in the area up in LA, or if you're in San Diego and want to drive up, Strategicon sounds like a good time to meet some of the folks out there in California.
Indeed.
Let's see, and then another one that I know that I heard about recently is Brawl in the Bluegrass. So this one is being run by Jeff, or Tweezer, if you know him from the Coolant Pod or MRC fame. This will be March 6th through the 8th out in Lexington, Kentucky. And I think this will be the 3rd Brawl in the Bluegrass, if I remember correctly. I know on Friday they actually take a drive up to Cincinnati, Ohio, and go to the Iron Wind Metals shop. And you can actually go there and buy by the pound for all the metal minis you want. So
I'm so glad they're over there and not here.
Yeah, I would probably buy a lot of pounds.
Too many.
So, but on Saturday they'll have a classic tournament, and then on Sunday they'll have an Alpha Strike tournament. So that's what's happening at Brawl in the Bluegrass. I know it's been a great time there, and it's kind of a similar feel to what we get at KSAG and at Desert Hot Drop, where it's just all BattleTech for the weekend. So it's, if you're going to be in that area or want to fly out and check out Kentucky, some of the folks down in the northern southeast, that's another good one to go to. Let's see. Okay, I think that's it for upcoming action. I think we're going to jump down to shout-outs, unless any one of you guys has something else any other upcoming things you want to talk about?
If we get I get anything confirmed to happen down here with the Advanced 2026, I'll be sure to reach out and get that out.
Okay,
so
cool. And we can definitely drop that. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say, as far as my shout out, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to all those that attended attended Desert Hot Drop 25. It was great fun. Chandler was there. Phil was there. We had folks from a lot of different places. And I just had a great fun time, even like with my scatterbrained TOing all weekend. It was just a great time to be with great people. And I think it went relatively smoothly. So I'm really especially grateful for those that helped out, including Phil, Andrew Cruel from WolfNet. We had Jesty from LA. He was there running quite a few things as well. A couple of local agents, specifically Jason Coffey. Some other people that really helped, including my own sons. They were there and helping, and it was just a great people and great fun rolling dice. So if you can make it out next year, it'll be. I'll probably set down the dates here in the next couple months and put those out publicly. So should be another good one. But just thank you for everyone that came on that. Zemer, I'll jump to you, and I can see what you're typing. Wahaha. But you go ahead, and I'll just ditto whatever you're about to say.
Yeah, so my shout out for this month is going to be to White Fox from the Mercenary Podcast and the legendary 3D artist Volk. I believe it's pronounced Volk. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. But they collaborated together, so as a sort of Halloween special, they brought an old internet meme to the tabletop of BattleTech with the Trogdor or Burninator mech.
Yes.
Trogdor.
Trogdor. Burninating people. Yeah. So, if you're interested in that, if it tickles you like it did me when Seth first brought up this idea, you can go on Colts 3D and find the Trogdor Burninator mech. It is open priced, so leave a tip if you want. If not, just take it and run with it. Paint it up. Check out White Fox for his episode where he is showing off the model. And you know what? Check out the Mercenary Podcast in general. Just recently Seth put out an episode talking to Brian Young, just discussing Fox Patrol and the Outfoxed book that just released. So that's my shout out for this month.
Very cool. Hey, let's jump over to Kevin.
All right, I'll try to make this quick. First three guys, Chandler, Zach, and Jeff. Thank you guys for running the stuff you do in the group. Jeff, thank you very much for running that second table last weekend. That was a huge help for the group game of Classic. I really appreciate that. Thank you to all the folks in the San Diego BattleTech Discord who come out and play every month, who hang out and just chat, whatever. You guys have built this community up from nothing to something, which has just been fantastic to see. And my biggest and last shout out will have to go to my wife, Mrs. Valkerie, who has been nothing but supportive and encouraging in this trip since I got back into the game and kept prodding me along when things weren't looking so good. So thank you to her for her support. And again, thank you to all the guys who keep this game going. Love it. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. Yep. Always gotta love the support from the Mrs. Mrs. Valkerie. Okay, Phil.
Yeah, I'd like to give some shout outs to some of the people who do a good job of promoting BattleTech in LA. First of all, Mike, the owner at Lost Planet Games. He's been very supportive of all the stuff that I've run in his shop, and for providing a lot of private support at the Strategicon conventions. Second is Patrick, the Taskmaster. He runs the miniatures events at Strategicon, and he also runs the Pasadena BattleTech group, and he's been doing this longer than I have, and he's the one who got me back into BattleTech after the pandemic. And finally, Harmon, he's a longtime agent from Orange County who does a good job of promoting the game down there as well.
Fantastic. I think a lot of us have stories about who brought us back after after kind of stepping away from the game a lot. I know I have a couple people that helped me back into the game, so Awesome. Chandler, over to you.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and shout out Courtney Valor Miller. She's the one who set up the West Coast Irregulars Discord, which has helped begin gluing together California and the other West Coast states into one cohesive. Cohesive is a strong term, but at least speaking
Connected.
terms, yeah. You know, if I need to ask someone something, I can ask on there and someone will answer eventually. We're getting there, you know. And especially with how much I travel, I should really be poking at that more and be like, hey, I'm going to be in X city at X time. You know, who wants to get a game in real quick in the evening?
Yeah. It's great. You know, it always comes down to someone just stepping forward and kind of making that first step. And then I've seen that in so many places where it only takes that first step and a couple people just kind of sticking with it, and it kind of grows organically from there. So, yeah, great to hear about people doing that.
And support your local game shop when you can.
Yes, for sure. You want a place to play, then, yeah, you got to support them, for sure. And I'll give the last shout out for our patrons that help kind of keep the lights on here, and, not technically, but as it were, helping us to pay what it takes to put on this podcast, but also just helping with the BattleTech community. Looking at our patrons, I can recognize the vast majority of them are people that I know, and people that I know help the community in many ways. So thank you to all our patrons. And if you have anything that you want to see come out on an episode, please tell us. And just because he just popped a message, Mike is here, Mike the Viking. So he's going to give our last shout out.
Hello. Sorry for coming in at the very end. Thanks for joining, everybody. Well, let's see. Shout out. Let's see. We're gonna do Bosco's here in Anchorage. It's our local game store. It's our big one. It's really the only one. But Bosco's is awesome. They've got a huge selection of BattleTech. They've got BattleTech every Monday evening / night. Again, piggyback. Yes, thanks to all our patrons. You guys definitely help keep the lights on here in the bar, in the club. Huge shout out, though, to Mantis, Trapped in This XY, Intersphere Tech Support, and Nick the Jersey Apologist for being our most recent server boosters in the Discord. And because of that, we were able to literally 10 minutes ago turn on the server tag because we had enough boosts to spend on a new perk. We put a poll up for about 48 hours and server tag won. So that is live now in the Discord. Other server boosters, we've got Chandler. Thanks, buddy.
Hi.
Nate from Bungle Tech, good old Bourbon. Fleetfoot Mike from Tales from the Periphery over in England. Valkerie. Thanks, buddy. Let's see. And that rounds us out with current server boosters. That's my bit. That's what I got.
Sounds good. Glad you could make it, Mike. And that's it. That's another episode of the Valhalla Club podcast. So thanks for joining us, everyone. And that'll be last call.
Last call.
Last call.
Wait, I need another refill.
Go Dodgers.
No,
Bro, mine's right next to me. Mine's right next to me. Look, here we go.
Mine's
There you go. Just cracked it. Thanks for joining us today in the Valhalla Club. If you'd like to hang out with us and many other BattleTech podcasters, then be sure to join our Discord. Link is in the description. Special thanks to our sponsor, Ares Games and Miniatures. Ares is the premier online retailer for all your BattleTech needs. If you would like to support the show, you can find us at patreon.com/The Valhalla Club. If you have any comments, please feel free to send an email to thevalhallaclub@outlook.com. Until next time, mech fans.
What is everyone's favorite licorice?
No, what? Does red count?
Red
Yes,
red
red
ones.
counts. That is a type of licorice.
Depends who you talk
The
to.
ones that come in like the big bin.
Okay, you like the red
Red
vines?
vines.
Yeah, red vines. That's right.
Okay. Phil?
I like actual licorice, so I'm up over red
I like
vines.
the black licorice. You like Australian style, or like?
I don't know. I only actually eat a lot of licorice.
What about you, Zach?
I just hate black licorice in general, but usually a nice red. Red is good.
Nice. Okay. I don't know. I was looking at my email and I got an advertisement from licorice.com. So
I was
it
about to
came to
say,
mind.
this one is going straight to the after. The after
You're
remarks.
welcome.
I know
See,
it.
this is why you bring me.
Segue.
This is what I'm along for.